Hi Tony, it's a buzz to be here at the tennis club with you. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and what's happening today?
Basically, I've come here to show off my new invention, Sunclip, basically an anti-glare device.
Sounds fantastic. Tell me a bit more.
Well, I've loved running my own little optical design company for a number of years, and I've helped companies small and large worldwide on optics. I've got experience in optical injection moulding, and I think that should all help in the development of Sunclip. I've been a bit laid back throughout the years, just getting jobs when they come in and not really pushing for it. Then something changed in that I had a child very late in life. I won't tell you how old I was. And my son Nicholas has really inspired me to get out there and make this idea a reality.
He advised you, did he?
Well, he can't really talk yet, but he has picked up a tennis racket, and I could see in his eyes he was saying to me, "Come on, Dad, get off your backside and do something."
So where did that idea come from?
Indirectly, it came from some designs I did for virtual reality goggles. Quite complex thing, and because I played tennis, I was thinking, what could we improve in terms of sunglasses? I mean, they work well in terms of blocking rays from all directions, but I thought, could you just focus on blocking the rays from above, which are going to interfere with your serve and your high shots, but keep the forward view nice and clear and not as dim as it would be if you had sunglasses. Now, because there is a fixation point in tennis, I thought, why not block the rays around that fixation point and use a shade to limit the light surrounding that fixation point. I also thought add extra shading would block all around glare, but again without dimming the view as you look straight ahead.
How can there be a fixation point, and what size is it?
Well, as you know, in tennis, you've basically got a fixed distance between your body and the ball when you're serving or high shots. It's basically the length of the racket to your hand and then from your hand to your arm. So that's relatively fixed. I mean, it's around a metre. Some tall players might be 1.5 meters. So you know where the ball will be and you know the size of the ball. So you basically create apertures that are in the attachment, apertures that have about the same width as the ball. And then that restricts all the light that could be coming from the sun. And if it's directly behind the ball itself is going to block the sun anyway.
What do you mean by apertures?
Well, apertures in Sunclip are basically slots, and they're open slots, so that when your gaze goes from straight ahead and then you look up, you tend to look at the top part of the glasses. There's no demarcation points. It means you don't sort of come across a line in between those two, so it's like a continuous view, which is helpful when you're playing tennis. You don't want to be readjusting your eyesight.
What about players that need prescription lenses?
Well, that includes me. I think most older players, or many older players, would use prescription lenses when playing tennis. Obviously younger people don't, but Sunclip allows you to fit prescription lenses. It's got little features that can fit it. It can also fit all types of filters, like graduated filters, tinted filters, polarizers, and I mean, one very important thing is called an anti-reflection coating, because you can get annoying reflections from the back of a lens if you don't have anti-reflection. And also UV blocking is quite a big thing to stop people getting cancers due to UV radiation.
Why would filters be used or needed?
Well, it's a matter of individual choice, really. I mean, some users that previously used high density filters in sunglasses would be able to use less dense ones, because again, as I said, the forward view is not so blocked. You're really focusing on blocking rays from above. So that's the big advantage of Sunclip over sunglasses. It goes back to that point of keeping the straight ahead view as bright as possible.
What about fit, stability and head sizes?
Well, it's a unisex attachment, so it should fit everybody. It can be removed, and also where the slots are actually on inserts inside the main body, and these you can slide these to match your eye-to-eye distance, or IPD we say in optical terms. And also the nose bridge is adjustable, so that you can again move the glasses up and down to get the slots exactly as you individually like them. There are also non-slip sleeves that are provided, and this just helps when you're doing a strenuous activity. You want to make sure sunglasses won't slip off. But these are things that already exist.
Why is Sunclip an attachment?
Well, it's an attachment because really you only need it when it's bright sunlight. On dim days, nobody has trouble serving. It's only when you've got light and lobs, things like that. Although the Sunclip adds very little weight to the whole sunglass, it's only going to ever be used in summer or whenever there's bright sunlight. So on other days when it's dim, you're not going to be troubled by high shots or lobs. So that's the reason. So it can be easily clipped on and off. If the sun comes out again, you can clip them back on. And it also means that the product is very simple. It's a clip-on attachment to existing frames or custom frames.
What colours are available for the Sunclip?
Well, because of the blocking nature, it's basically black. The main body is black and the inserts are white. I mean, the reason the inserts are white is because if you have a hole and you have a black border either side of it, it can be very distracting for the eye. So white tends to blend in generally with the scene that you're looking at, and it makes it less distracting for the user.
What colours are available for the sunglasses?
Well, at the moment, it's basically black with white trim, white with black trim, or blue with black trim. Later, as we develop the product, there's going to be a wider choice of colours and trim. There'll be ample space for logos, go faster stripes, metallic motifs, and even room inside for mounting mini cameras so that you can actually gauge your performance and improve your performance by seeing how you're serving, where you're hitting the ball and so on. So the options for the future are quite limitless.
Are there any other applications for the Sunclip?
Well, the main other application is for car drivers, because there again, optometrists recommend that you don't actually use tinted glasses because you can't see the indicator panels or indicators of what you should be looking at as well. So they really only recommend untinted glasses. They've got an anti-reflection coating on, and that's it. But because if you think about it, the windscreen of a car already blocks quite a few of the high rays, up to say 45 degrees. So it does make the design of the car Sunclip a lot easier, because you're only blocking a certain angle of rays, and then you go on to the horizontal, which is unblocked. So that means you can both block high intensity rays when you're driving, but you can see the panel because you're not blocking the straight ahead view. The other applications are indoor racket sports like badminton, whenever you've got sort of bright floodlights. Cricket, if possible, cricket would be useful when you're trying to catch a ball high in the sun. Clay pigeon shooting, all these ideas mostly have come from tennis players. And skiing, and all these will be looked at after the main applications, such as mainly tennis and driving, will be developed.
Are there any competitors?
I don't think there are any direct competitors. I mean, clearly there's a range of general and sports sunglasses that do work satisfactorily. However, the branded ones can be very expensive, even though they may have slightly better durability. The filtering function of available sunglasses is based on similar technology, whether it's sports or general. And also, this brings in the other advantage of Sunclip, that because it's holes, you can't scratch a hole. So it's scratch proof, because it's basically working on slots rather than a filter.
You've explained much about Sunclip and how it works, but what stage are you at now?
Well, Sunclip is patent pending, so I'm waiting for the result. That's going to be in the next few weeks. But I have registered the design worldwide. I mean, you start with the UK and then you file it in different countries, so I'm pretty happy about that. I've gone through quite a lot of design stages, and then after each design stage you make a prototype, and they got better and better and better. I mean, the current ones that we're looking at today, made by high resolution 3D printed, which is very good, and it's advanced in leaps and bounds, but it's still, performance will be much better when we go to injection moulding, and that's partly why I'm looking for funding to develop all the tooling and other aspects to make the product even better than it is now. I mean, the other thing is, as I've been mentioned before about filtering, although you can use Sunclip, especially in driving, you can use it without filters. In fact, there's an advantage of doing that. But what we've got here today are stock filters, and they don't match the Sunclip in the best way possible. So again, those will have to be developed, and what the aim there would be is to have really hardly any blockage in a straightforward view, but have the perfect blockage in the slot area where you're looking at the ball, and that'll give you the best overall performance. So my aim is to mass produce customised frames and the Sunclip attachment. Since having Nicholas, I'm very conscious about the environment and the future for our children and our future generations. So I'm really strong on using environmentally friendly materials or ones that can be recycled. So that's very important to me. I also read recently that 80% of branded sunglasses are made by one company. You wouldn't know their name, but all the brands that you see are all made by 8% of them are made by one company. So I feel I'm in a bit of a David and Goliath situation here, so I could do with all the help I can get. A huge thanks to all my social media followers of my Sunclip offering. Anyway, I hope you come on board and join me in this exciting adventure. Please take a look at my reward structure. It goes without saying that I will appreciate all your pledges and your support.